There are moments in life that feel like collapse. Your body aches, your relationships shift, your soul grows restless, and everything familiar starts to fade into the background. But what if I told you this is not chaos, it is calibration? What if the discomfort you're feeling is not a breakdown, but a breakthrough? You are not falling apart, you are being rewired. Welcome to the divine upgrade. Chosen one, what you're experiencing is not random. It's not a coincidence that you're here, listening to this message at this exact moment. There are no accidents in the realm of divine timing. If you stumbled upon this video, it's because the sacred clock of the cosmos struck your name. God is rewiring your body, your mind, and your spirit for what's coming next. And it's bigger than anything you've imagined. This transformation isn't loud. It doesn't come with thunder or applause. It begins in silence within your cells, within your energy field, within your memories and bones. The rewiring is spiritual surgery. The soul you carry is ancient, and the time has come to awaken its dormant architecture. Old wounds are being excavated. Outdated programming is being dismantled. Your nervous system is being recalibrated to hold more divine power, more truth, more light. That fatigue you feel, it's not laziness. It's sacred exhaustion. That isolation you're going through, it's not punishment, it's preparation. That emotional intensity, those sudden waves of grief, joy, confusion, clarity, that's not instability, it's realignment. You're shedding timelines, identities, frequencies that no longer match the version of you that God is activating. The world is changing. Light is confronting darkness, and systems built on lies are beginning to collapse. That's why you're being called now. You were chosen not to observe this shift, but to embody it. You are not meant to run from the storm. You are becoming the storm. A holy force, wrapped in human skin, awakened not to fight with fists, but to move with energy, intention, and divine justice. And before we begin this sacred journey through the truths ahead, I ask you to make a declaration. Type 77 in the comments if you feel it, if something in your spirit recognizes these words not just as information, but as confirmation. It is a number of activation, of sacred awakening, of divine readiness. Let the universe know you're aligned, you're awake, and you're rising. Subscribe to this channel if your soul is craving truth in a world of illusion. If you feel the pull towards something higher, something sacred, something eternal, this is your space. And if this message resonates deeply with you, if it speaks to your soul's hidden knowing, consider leaving a super thanks. It helps this message of divine remembrance reach others who are searching, who are suffering, who are ready to awaken. You are not here by chance. You are here by calling. This is not entertainment. This is initiation. Let's begin. The symptoms of the rewiring. You wake up one day and feel like a stranger in your own body. Your skin doesn't quite fit the same. Foods you used to crave now make you nauseous. Sounds feel sharper. Crowds become overwhelming. And the fatigue, oh, the fatigue is unlike anything you've ever known. Not just tired, but soul tired. As if every cell in your body is being stripped, rewoven, and rebirthed. And it is. This is the rewiring. Spiritual rewiring manifests in the physical first. Why? Because your body is the instrument through which divine energy flows. And before God plays the next song through you, He must tune the strings. You may feel tension, confusion, frustration, even fear. You may feel like you're breaking down. But chosen one, you're being upgraded. Your DNA is receiving new instructions. Light-coded downloads delivered through dreams, moments of silence, tears that come without reason. You might experience migraines, joint pain, heat surges, or uncontrollable weeping. You are not losing your mind. You're reclaiming your spirit. The old energetic templates, the fear, the trauma, the limitations, they are being dismantled. Every cell is learning to hold more divine voltage. You'll notice changes in your emotions. You'll weep over beauty. You'll ache when someone lies. You'll feel others' pain without words. This is not weakness. This is the rise of sacred empathy, a superpower disguised as sensitivity. The rewiring is not just biological, it's energetic. You're becoming a beacon. You're tuning to a frequency that can dismantle illusions simply by existing. And yes, you may outgrow relationships. Certain people will suddenly feel like static. Crowded rooms may become unbearable. You're not antisocial. You're becoming discerning. Your field no longer tolerates anything that distorts the truth. Sleep may become erratic. You'll be wide awake at 3:33 a.m., receiving downloads, visions, instructions from realms beyond this one. Rest when needed. Hydrate. Spend time in nature. Your body is recalibrating to operate in alignment with divine rhythm, not societal pace. Understand this. What feels like destruction is actually resurrection. This is the cost of carrying sacred codes. This is the birthing of a new vessel for a holy assignment, and you are not alone in this. There are others like you waking up, feeling the same strange symptoms, unsure if they're breaking or being built. You are not ill, you are in initiation, and the symptoms are proof that the transformation has begun. Why the chosen ones are being prepared now. The earth is rumbling. The sky is speaking. Structures built on deceit are cracking under the weight of truth. And in the midst of this great unraveling, a quiet army is rising, not with swords or slogans, but with sacred stillness, frequency, and light. This is why you feel the pull. This is why your body is changing. You are being prepared now because the world is entering its reckoning. The chosen ones are not superior. They are simply selected. Not by man, not by status, not by lineage, but by vibration. Their souls were marked long before their birth. And while the world distracted itself with noise, the divine whispered into their bones, "Wait, your time is coming. That time is now. Look around. Truth is no longer optional, it's required. And truth needs vessels strong enough to carry it without distortion." That's you. But strength in the spiritual realm isn't measured by muscle. It's measured by how much light you can hold without collapsing. God is preparing you to be a conduit for that light, not just to survive the storm, but to become its anchor. This preparation is prophetic. You are being aligned, not just for personal growth, but for collective service. Just like in the days of Elijah, when one voice stood against a chorus of corruption, the chosen are being raised to be the voices that don't echo but resonate. You may have been silenced before, overlooked, rejected, but all of that was training. Every tear, every betrayal, every delay, it sculpted you for this moment. The energy grid of the planet is shifting. The old systems are losing power, and God is installing new frequencies through living temples. You are not just being prepared for a role. You are the role. You are the new priesthood, the new oracle, the walking prophecy, not because you speak perfectly, but because you live authentically. This is not a call to evangelize. It's a call to embody your walk. Your presence, your frequency, it's enough to shift rooms, to awaken sleeping souls, to disrupt lies just by standing still. You are not born in this time by accident. You are here because the earth needed reinforcements. And God doesn't send armies. He sends individuals whose hearts beat in harmony with heaven. You are one of them. The signs are clear. The timing is divine. The preparation is underway. And if you've ever doubted your significance, let this be your confirmation. You are needed now more than ever. You are broken to be rebuilt. Pain has a strange way of being the doorway to power. It doesn't ask for permission. It enters, rearranges, shatters, and while the world sees your wounds as weakness, heaven sees them as windows. You are not broken because you were weak. You were broken because you were chosen. Chosen ones often walk through the fire before they ever know their calling. You've been betrayed by those you trusted. You've been silenced when you tried to speak truth. You've been shattered, not once, but many times. And yet here you are still standing, still listening, still seeking something more. That is not weakness. That is sacred evidence that God has been working through your breaking. Every breakdown was divine disassembly. God had to strip you of the illusions, the attachments, the false identities you had unknowingly inherited. He had to undo what the world programmed into you so that he could rebuild you into what he designed you to be. You thought you were losing everything, but in truth, you were being returned to your original blueprint. You were never meant to fit in. You were never meant to shrink yourself to survive. That's why the pain came, not to punish, but to prune, to cut away what was never truly you. The relationships that crumbled, they had to. The opportunities that slipped away, they weren't aligned with your divine path. The dreams that died, they were too small for the soul you carry. Like gold in the fire, your suffering refined you, and the parts of you that felt shattered, they didn't die, they were remolded, stronger, wiser, purer. You've been through what would have destroyed others, but here's the truth. The enemy underestimated your resilience, and God over-delivered on your purpose. You were broken to be rebuilt, not as you were, but as who you truly are. Isolation is initiation. There comes a season in every chosen one's life when the world goes quiet. Friends disappear. Phone calls stop. Doors close without warning. You find yourself sitting in rooms alone, scrolling through memories, wondering what you did wrong. But here's the truth that few ever speak out loud. Your isolation is not rejection. It's initiation. You are not being punished. You are being positioned. In the spiritual realm, separation always precedes elevation. Before Moses led, he wandered. Before David ruled, he hid. Before Jesus healed, he fasted alone in the desert. Solitude is not abandonment. It's the sacred chamber where God rewires your soul. Chosen one, your isolation is holy. It is the cocoon between death and rebirth. In this silence, distractions are removed. Attachments are stripped. The world's noise fades so that you can finally hear the whisper of the divine. You are not losing your place in the world. You are finding your place in the kingdom. The people who left weren't meant to go with you. The circles that rejected you weren't designed to understand your calling. God had to remove the audience so he could develop the message. And development requires privacy. A seed must be buried in darkness before it breaks open. You are that seed, and what feels like darkness is actually a divine womb. This isolation is not random. It is sacred strategy. It is where your ego dies and your spirit rises. You are being hidden, not forgotten. God always hides his greatest weapons before revealing them. He hid Joseph in a prison. He hid Esther in a palace. He hid you in your room with your journal, your tears, and your questions. You've been chosen for a task that can't be completed with noise. The people around you are not equipped to guide you. So God removed them, not to harm you, but to heal you. Because when he finally reveals you, the world will not see a broken, lonely soul. They will see a refined, recalibrated warrior of light. Do not despise the silence. It is not empty. It is full of God's breath, shaping you, strengthening you, anointing you for what's next. Let your solitude be your sanctuary. Let your pain become your prayer. Let your loneliness birth your legacy. You are not alone. You are in the cave of rebirth. And when you emerge, you will not just return, you will arise. Your energy is becoming a weapon of light. Have you ever walked into a room and felt the air shift? Have you noticed people turn their heads, grow silent, or even leave without knowing why? That's not coincidence. That's not paranoia. That is your energy speaking before you do. And lately, it's been growing louder because your frequency is becoming a weapon of light. Chosen one. God is not just changing your life. He is upgrading your entire energetic field. You are no longer operating on the frequency of survival or approval. You are beginning to resonate with truth, with authority, with divine clarity, and that makes you magnetic. It also makes you dangerous to anything built on illusion. You don't need to argue anymore. You don't need to convince or explain. Your vibration does the talking. Your presence reveals dishonesty. Your calmness exposes insecurity. Your peace threatens chaos. And those operating in lower frequencies feel that threat, even if they can't explain it. That's why some people suddenly ghost you, resent you, or try to discredit you. It's not about you, it's about the energy you carry. When your aura becomes aligned with divine truth, anything false will tremble. People who haven't faced their shadows will blame your light for their discomfort. You don't need to react. You only need to remain, because staying in your frequency is your highest form of protection. Understand this, you are not here to dim down. You are here to cleanse the atmosphere. Your field, your energy, is an instrument of divine intelligence. You're becoming a living tuning fork, realigning people simply by existing. And not everyone can handle that. That's okay. Not everyone is supposed to. You must now protect your energy like royalty protects a crown. Cleanse your field with intention. Guard your peace like it is sacred territory, because it is. Avoid places, people, and patterns that try to lower your vibration to make others comfortable. You weren't chosen to fit in. You were chosen to light the way. Your energy is not just light. It is legacy. It is language. It is law. And as you rise, remember, real power doesn't speak, it radiates. People are reacting to your calling, not your personality. You felt it. That strange tension in the room when you walk in. The glances, the whispers, the energy shift that seems to follow you even when you're doing nothing at all. People respond to you in ways that feel unfair, confusing, even painful. But what if I told you it's not you they're reacting to, it's your calling? When you carry divine energy, you become a spiritual mirror. You don't have to say a word. Just your presence exposes the illusions people are trying to protect. Your calmness highlights their chaos. Your humility disrupts their ego. Your light reveals their shadows. And that reflection can feel violent to a soul not ready to be seen. You've likely been accused of things that never matched your character. Attacked without cause, isolated without warning. That's not personal, it's spiritual. Your calling stirs the wounds that others have buried. You awaken what they've avoided. You make people feel what they've long numbed. That's not manipulation. That's vibration. You are the frequency that exposes the fracture. And some would rather hate you than heal. But you must not internalize their fear as your flaw. You are not too intense. You are not too pure. You are not too awake. You are just the echo of a calling they've been trying to ignore. And here's the paradox. The more authentic you become, the more their masks slip. Not because you're attacking them, but because your existence makes pretending impossible. Some will run. Some will lash out. Some will try to destroy what they don't understand. Let them. You are not here to be understood. You are here to be aligned. Do not shrink to ease their discomfort. Do not apologize for the divine assignment stamped on your soul. Remember, you are not their enemy. You are their awakening. And some people fear waking up more than they fear the dark. Let their reaction be confirmation. Not that you're doing something wrong, but that your presence is working. You don't need to explain yourself to those not assigned to you. Your calling was never meant to be explained. It was meant to be embodied. God is activating your divine gifts. You've noticed it, haven't you? The dreams that feel too vivid to be random. The way your intuition speaks before your mind has a chance to catch up. The healing energy in your hands. The strange knowing that walks ahead of your logic. These are not coincidences. These are activations. Chosen one. Your gifts are coming online, not because you trained for them, but because they were always in you, waiting for permission to awaken. This is that permission. This is that moment. The rewiring of your body wasn't just to make you feel different. It was to prepare you to carry divine function. You are being fitted with spiritual technologies older than time. Some of you are seers. You receive visions, prophetic insights, symbols in your sleep. Others of you are feelers. You sense shifts in people, rooms, timelines. Some are healers. Your touch, your words, your presence carries the frequency of restoration. These are not superpowers, they are soul powers. Spiritual inheritance buried beneath trauma, reawakened by divine timing. They don't make you superior, they make you responsible. You are being entrusted with sacred tools. because God knows you will use them in love, not ego. You'll begin to notice how easily you can read people's emotions, how you feel the energy of a lie before it's spoken, how your body responds to truth like a tuning fork. This is your sensitivity being reclaimed as strength. This is your spirit speaking louder than your mind. Some of you have ignored these gifts, fearing judgment or rejection, but the time for hiding is over. These abilities were given to you for this hour. You are being positioned to bring healing, light, truth, and power into places that have long forgotten what divinity looks like. Do not compare your gifts. Do not doubt your abilities. They may not look like what the world expects, but heaven does not measure impact the way earth does. If your gift is presence, use it. If your gift is discernment, trust it. If your gift is prayer, wield it like a sword of light. Your activation is not coming, it has already begun. And from this point forward, the world will no longer recognize you by name alone. It will feel your presence as evidence of God's hand. Your presence is shifting atmospheres. You walk into a room and something changes. You feel it before anyone says a word. Conversations pause. Some people smile uneasily, others retreat. The air thickens or lightens depending on who is present. You might think you're imagining it, but you're not. Chosen one, your presence shifts atmospheres. This isn't arrogance, it's energetic reality. When your frequency rises, it affects everything around you, not because you're trying, but because you're carrying divine current. You become a thermostat in a world full of thermometers. Most people reflect the energy around them. You reset it. You've likely walked into a room and felt overwhelming sadness or tension or heaviness. That's spiritual sensitivity. But more than that, you've noticed how rooms react to you. That's not random. That's resonance. Your field doesn't just sense energy, it emits energy. And when you arrive, that emission forces everything around you to either harmonize or resist. Some people feel inexplicably safe around you. Others feel strangely agitated. Some open up their hearts without prompting. Others avoid eye contact altogether. This is what happens when divine presence enters a space not prepared for it. Light does not argue with darkness. It simply enters and reveals what was hidden. What you call awkwardness is often spiritual confrontation. People aren't reacting to your behavior, they are reacting to your vibration. The same stillness that comforts some will convict others. That's because you are no longer just a person, you are a portal, a carrier of frequency, a vessel of alignment. This is why energetic hygiene matters now more than ever. As your light intensifies, you must learn to protect your own field. Your energy is sacred real estate. You cannot afford to let everyone walk through it, not because you're better, but because your field is costly to maintain. People will unconsciously try to draw from it, some to heal, some to feed off it. Set boundaries without guilt. Cleanse regularly through nature, prayer, solitude, sound. Recognize the environments where your energy is being honored versus extracted. You are not obligated to fix every room you enter. Sometimes your presence is simply a mirror. Sometimes it's a warning. Sometimes it's a shift. But always, always it is divine. You don't need to do more. You need to be more consciously, because your presence is already doing the work your words never could. The storm you felt was not punishment, it was promotion. There were days you thought you wouldn't make it. Nights when the pressure was too much. Weeks where everything fell apart at once. You prayed for peace but received chaos. You asked for clarity but found confusion. You assumed God was silent or angry. But what if that storm wasn't his anger, but his invitation? Chosen one, the turbulence was never punishment. It was preparation. God wasn't hurting you, he was upgrading you. What felt like destruction was divine promotion in disguise. Think of the eagle. When it's time to grow new feathers, it flies to a mountaintop, tears off the old ones, smashes its beak against rock, and waits in agony for renewal. Why? Because what carried it yesterday can't take it to tomorrow. That's you. The storm was your molting. The pain was your purification. The silence was your setup. Every breakdown you experienced was a doorway. Every loss cleared space. Every betrayal exposed truth. Every unanswered prayer redirected your path toward a higher alignment. You weren't falling apart, you were falling into place. This is how heaven promotes. It dismantles the false. It removes the excess. It isolates, it presses, it breaks. And in the breaking, it rebuilds, stronger, purer, clearer. You weren't being abandoned, you were being anointed. Look at what you've survived. Look at what didn't kill you. Look at how you rose anyway. That's not weakness, that's training. And now you know, storms don't come to destroy the chosen. They come to deliver them. You may still feel bruised, shaken, raw, but if you look closely, you'll realize you have more clarity now, more depth, more authority. You speak differently, walk differently. You see through things, you sense before they are said. That's not coincidence. That's spiritual maturity. That's the fruit of the storm. God didn't send the storm to test your strength. He sent it to reveal it. And what's coming next? It's the assignment the storm prepared you for. You're not becoming the storm, you are the storm. There was a time when you ran from disruption. You prayed for quiet. You begged for normal. You wanted to be invisible, unnoticed, unbothered. But that time is over, because you've realized what you feared was not the storm. What you feared was your own power. Chosen one, you're not becoming the storm. You are the storm. You are not here to merely weather this world. You are here to rewrite it. You are the thunder in a whisper, the quake beneath a calm presence. You carry change in your footsteps, revolution in your stillness. You are divine disruption wrapped in mortal flesh. The world has trained people to be silent, compliant, controlled. But you, your very soul, rejects complacency. Your energy shakes things loose. Your truth breaks chains. Your healing presence destabilizes entire systems of fear and ego. You weren't built to fit in. You were built to shift. It's no longer enough to be humble in hiding. Your transformation demands visibility. Your voice must rise. Your light must expand. You cannot keep pretending you don't see what you see or feel what you feel. You've been rewired, redefined, realigned for a purpose bigger than safety. The time for playing small is over. The time for spiritual timidity is over. You carry codes. You carry blueprints. You carry frequencies that will unlock nations, heal lineages, and awaken sleepers. Stop minimizing that. Yes, people will be triggered. Yes, some will call it arrogance, but that's not your burden. Your responsibility is to be who you were created to be, unapologetically, boldly, fully. You are the storm that cleanses, not destroys. The storm that awakens, not confuses. The storm that shakes roots so truth can grow. Own it. Move in it. Walk into rooms like you're meant to be there because you are, and not because of ego, but because of assignment. You've been prepared, you've been pruned, you've been positioned. Now be the storm. The rise has already begun. What you do now matters. Everything we've spoken, every revelation, every symptom, every activation, it's been leading to this, the moment of choice. Because now you know, now you see, now you feel it in your bones. You are rising. The rise is not coming. It has already begun. And the question is no longer, are you ready? It is, what will you do with the truth you now carry? You can't unknow what your soul remembers. You can't pretend this message didn't reach you. You can't go back to sleep. The moment you felt the resonance, the divine contract was activated. Heaven heard your yes before you even spoke it. So now, chosen one, it's time to act. Type 77 in the comments as a public agreement, a sacred signal that you've heard the call and are stepping forward. Let it be known in the spiritual and physical realms, you are not hiding anymore. Subscribe if your soul recognizes this space as a sanctuary of truth. Join this tribe of awakened spirits rising across the globe. And if this message moved you, if it stirred something ancient inside you, consider sowing into this mission with a super thanks, not as a transaction, but as a declaration. that you support the global rising of truth, light, and purpose. We are building a temple without walls, a sanctuary of sound, signal, and sacred fire. You are part of it, and what you do now matters, so speak, move, create, lead, pray, share, build. And when fear knocks, remember, you are not born to run from fire, you were born to carry it.